Hello my dear students. Today in this session we will talk about quadrilaterals and the different types along with their properties. So let us quickly revise what we have learned in previous classes. We know that a line is drawn passing through two distinct points. Here point P and point Q are the two distinct points. So we know that a line can be drawn passing through two distinct points. So what we know about collinear points? Collinear points says points lying on the same straight line are called collinear points. Suppose when we draw a line passing through P and Q, it will pass through R. Similarly, when we draw a line passing through Q and R, it will pass through P. And similarly, when we draw a line passing through P and R, it will pass through Q. That means a line can be drawn through points P, Q and R. A same line can be drawn through the 3 points. That means these 3 points are called collinear points. Now, non-collinear points. It says points not lying on the same straight line are called non-collinear points. When we draw a line passing through P and Q, it will not pass through R. Similarly, when we draw a line through Q and R, it will not pass through P as well as S. When we draw a line through R and S, it will not pass through Q and P. That means the given points P, Q, R and S are the non-collinear points. So we know that a triangle is obtained by joining the 3 non-collinear points. These 3 points, P point, Q point and R point are the 3 non-collinear points. That means if I join these 3 points in pairs, we will get a triangle. So in today's class, let us take 4 points, point A, point B, point C and point D. Are there any 3 points collinear? No, because when we draw a line passing through A and B, it will not pass through C and D. Similarly, when I draw a line passing through B and C, it will not pass through A and D. Similarly, if I draw a line passing through C and D, it will not pass through A and B. If I draw a line through A and D, it will not pass through B and C. So there are 4 points out of which no 3 of them are collinear. So we get a closed figure named A, B, C, D. This type of closed figure is known as a quadrilateral. The name itself says quad means 4 and the lateral means sides. So a closed figure obtained by 4 line segments, line segment AB, BC, CD and the AD is called a quadrilateral. So in this quadrilateral ABCD, there are 4 vertices, vertex A, vertex B, vertex C and the vertex D. Similarly, there are 4 sides, AB side, BC side, CD side and the AD side. There are 4 angles, angle A, angle B, angle C and the angle D. Now sides which share a common point are called the adjacent sides of the quadrilateral. So side AB has 2 endpoints, endpoint A and the endpoint B. Side BC has 2 endpoints, endpoint B and endpoint C. Now these 2 sides share a common endpoint which is endpoint B. So these 2 sides are known as the consecutive sides or the adjacent sides of this quadrilateral. Similarly, side BC has 2 endpoints, endpoint B and endpoint C. Side CD has 2 endpoints, endpoint C and endpoint D. These 2 sides share a common endpoint which is endpoint C. So these 2 sides are called as adjacent sides. Similarly, side CD has 2 endpoints, endpoint C and endpoint D. Side AD has 2 endpoints, endpoint A as well as D. These 2 sides share a common endpoint which is D. So these 2 sides are known as adjacent sides. Similarly, we can say that side AD and side AB are the 2 adjacent sides of the quadrilateral. Now, what do we mean by the opposite sides? Sides which do not share a common endpoint are called the opposite sides. Side AB has two endpoints, endpoint A and endpoint B. Side CD has two endpoints, endpoint C and endpoint D. These two sides do not share a common endpoint. These two sides AB and CD do not share a common endpoint. So these two sides are known as the opposite sides. Similarly, BC and AD have no point in common. So these two sides are known as the opposite sides. So what we have seen, there are four pairs of adjacent sides in a quadrilateral and there are two pairs of opposite sides in a quadrilateral. Now, what do we mean by the adjacent angles or the consecutive angles? Angle which share a common arm. Now, what do we mean by the arms? Angle A, this is angle A. Angle A has two arms, AD arm and AB arm. Angle B has two arms, AB arm and the BC arm. These two angles share a common arm, which is AB. So these two angles are called the adjacent angles. Similarly, angle B and angle C share a common arm, which is BC. So these two angles are known as the consecutive angles or the adjacent angles. Similarly, angle C and angle D share a common arm, which is CD. So these two angles are called the consecutive angles. Angle D and angle A share a common arm, which is AD. So these two angles are the consecutive angles. That means there are total four pairs of consecutive angles in a quadrilateral ABCD. Now, what do we mean by the opposite angles? Angles which do not share a common arm. Angle A has two arms, AD and AB, and angle C has two arms, BC and CD. These two angles do not share a common arm. So these two angles are known as the opposite angles of the quadrilateral. Similarly, angle B and angle D are the two opposite angles of the quadrilateral ABCD. So what we have learned, that a quadrilateral has four vertices, four sides, four interior angles, four pairs of adjacent sides, two pairs of opposite sides, four pairs of consecutive angles or the adjacent angles, and the two pairs of opposite angles, angle A, angle C, and angle B and angle D. Now, let us quickly learn about the angle sum property of a triangle. So this is STOP is a quadrilateral. Let us learn the angle sum property of a
Let us
quadrilateral.
learn what the sum of angles of a quadrilateral is. In quadrilateral SPOT, the diagonal SO divides it into two triangles.
Let us consider the diagonal SO.
Consider triangle STO. The sum of angles 1, 5 and 6 is equal to 180 degrees. You know that this is true by the angle sum property.
So a diagonal SO divides the quadrilateral into two triangles. One triangle is STO and the other triangle is OPS. So we know that the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. So in this triangle, there are three interior angles, angle 1, angle 6 and angle 5. So these three angles will be, the sum will be 180 degree. Now let us consider the other triangle.
Of a triangle. Similarly, in triangle SPO, the sum of angles 2, 3 and 4 is equal to 180 degrees. Observe the quadrilateral SPOT. You will realize that the sum of its angles.
Now we will add these two equations. How to add the equations? We will add the left hand side with the left hand side and the right hand side with the right hand side. So what we will get
Is actually the sum of angles of triangles STO and SPO. Therefore, using the two equations, The sum.
So what we got? Angle 1 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 is equals to 180 degree plus 180 degree. Now let us add these two angles, angle 1 and angle 2, because these two angles will make our interior angle of the quadrilateral. And similarly let us add angle 4 and angle 5. So angle 1 plus angle 2, let us arrange these two angles. Then angle 3, let us arrange angle 4 with angle 5, and then angle 6 is equals to 180 degree plus 180 degree.
Some of the angles of quadrilateral SPOT will be 360.
So what will be angle 1 plus angle 2? Together it will make angle S. Angle 3 will make angle P. Angle 4 plus angle 5 will together make angle O, and angle 6 will together make angle T. So 180 degree plus 180 degree will be 360 degree. So angle sum property of quadrilateral states that sum of the angles of the quadrilateral is 360 degree. Now let us learn about the different types of quadrilaterals.
What are the different types of quadrilaterals? We know that any closed figure with four sides is called a quadrilateral. Quadrilaterals are closed figures with four sides and four angles. Let us study the different types of quadrilaterals. In this quadrilateral, one pair of opposite sides is parallel. This is called a trapezium.
In a quadrilateral, if one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then such type of quadrilaterals are called as trapezium. In this quadrilateral, this side is parallel to this side, so this type of quadrilaterals are called as trapezium. If in a quadrilateral one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then such types of quadrilateral are called as trapezium.
Trapeziums can have different angles. The important thing about trapeziums is that one pair of opposite sides is always parallel. There is another type of quadrilateral in which both pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Such a quadrilateral is called a parallelogram.
If both pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are parallel, that means this side is parallel to this side as well as this side is parallel to this side, then such type of quadrilaterals are called as parallelogram. If one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then it is a trapezium. If both pair of opposite sides are parallel, then such type of quadrilaterals are called as parallelogram. Now under parallelogram, we will have different types of quadrilaterals.
Parallelograms can also have different angles. The important thing about parallelograms is that both pairs of opposite sides are always parallel. In addition, in a parallelogram, the opposite angles are equal. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 180 degrees.
Now what are the properties of a parallelogram? That opposite sides are always equal, opposite sides are parallel as well as equal, opposite angles are equal, as well as sum of the adjacent angles of the parallelogram is 180 degree. By the concept of parallel lines, this angle plus this angle will always be equals to 180 degree. Similarly, this angle plus this angle will be equals to 180 degree. Sum of the adjacent angles is always 180 degree.
The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. If one angle of a parallelogram is a right angle, it is called a rectangle.
In a parallelogram, if one angle becomes 90 degree, then such type of parallelogram is called a rectangle. That means in the rectangle opposite sides are parallel. All the properties of parallelogram will be there in case of a rectangle. All the properties of parallelogram will be followed in a rectangle. That means opposite sides are parallel, opposite angles are equal, opposite sides are equal, and the diagonals bisect each other. If in a parallelogram one angle becomes 90 degree, then such type of parallelogram is called a rectangle.
The properties of a rectangle are: the opposite sides are equal and parallel. All the angles measure 90 degrees. Further, if all the sides of a rectangle are equal, it is called a square. Thus, in a square, all sides are equal and all the
If all the sides of a rectangle are equal, then such type of a quadrilateral is called a square. If all the sides of a rectangle are equal, then such type of quadrilateral is a square. That means square will follow all the properties of rectangle. That means opposite sides are parallel, all the sides will be equal, and each angle will be equals to 90 degree.
A quadrilateral is called a rhombus if all its sides are equal. The properties of a rhombus are all the sides are equal and the opposite sides are parallel. The next type of quadrilateral is a kite.
If in a parallelogram all the sides become equal, then such type of parallelogram is called a rhombus. In a rhombus, all the four sides are equal, as well as the diagonals bisect each other, as well as the diagonal will bisect all the angles. This diagonal will bisect this angle and this angle. And the last one is a kite.
In a kite, the two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. The properties of a kite are two pairs of consecutive sides are congruent, but opposite sides are not congruent. Diagonal is perpendicular. Exactly one pair of angles is congruent.
In a kite, the adjacent sides are equal, but the opposite sides are unequal in length. Also, the diagonals are perpendicular to each other.
Pair of angles bisected. Let us summarize.
Now this is the family tree of the quadrilateral. If in a quadrilateral, there might be three chances. One pair of opposite sides are parallel, both pair of opposite sides are parallel, as well as no parallel sides. If one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then such type of quadrilateral is called a trapezium. If both pair of opposite sides are parallel, then that will fall under the parallelogram, and no sides are parallel, then that type of quadrilateral will call be a kite. Now, in a parallelogram, if each angle is a 90 degree, then that type of parallelogram is called a rectangle. And if in a parallelogram, all the sides are equal, then such type of parallelogram are called rhombus. And if in a rectangle, all the sides are equal, then such type of parallelograms or quadrilaterals is called a square. So, let us look at the family tree. If I go up, this one. In the family tree, if I move down the chart, then we will use sometimes the relation between different types of quadrilaterals. And if I move up the chart, then I will use the word always. And if I move across the chart, then we will use never. Suppose, if I move from parallelogram to rectangle, that means I am moving down the chart, then I will use the word always. If I am moving across the chart, suppose I am moving from trapezium to kite, then I will use the word never. And if I am moving up the chart, suppose from square to rectangle or from square to parallelogram, then I will use the word sometimes. So let us solve this. A kite is a rectangle. That means I am moving across the chart. If I am moving across the chart, then the relationship will be never. Second one, the rectangle is a square. Rectangle is a square. I am moving. A rectangle is a square. I am moving up the chart or above the below the chart. Rectangle is a square.
Can you show the chart, sir?
Rectangle is a square. I am moving.
Up the chart.
Rectangle is a square. I am moving below the chart. Then I will use the word always. Let us check it. Rectangle is a square. Similarly, if I will move from rhombus to rectangle, that means I am moving across the chart. That will be never. A square is a parallelogram. I am moving. A square is a parallelogram. I am moving up the chart. That means I will use the word always. A parallelogram is a square. I am moving below the chart. Below the chart. If I am moving down the chart, then we will use the word sometimes. A trapezium is a quadrilateral. A trapezium is a quadrilateral. I am moving. Trapezium is a quadrilateral. I am moving up the chart. I will use the word always. Similarly, a trapezium is a rectangle. I am moving across the chart. I will use the word never. A trapezium is a rectangle. No, it will be. Sorry, I am moving down the chart. I am moving down the chart, so I will use. Next, a rhombus is a square. A rhombus is a square. I am moving. A rhombus is a square. I am moving down the chart. Down the chart. If I am moving down the chart, then I will use the word sometimes. This is all what we have for today's session. Thank you. अच्छा Which of the following statements are true? The two diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. This is the property of a parallelogram, so that means this is true. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. This is also true. A quadrilateral is a trapezium if one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. If one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel, this is not true. If one pair of opposite sides are always parallel, not equal. The diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. This is true. The diagonals of a rhombus are equal in length. No, it's not. The diagonals of a rhombus are equal in case of a rectangle. So which one are the true statements?
A.
Number 1,
A.
number 2 and
4.
number 4. So 1, 2 and 4. Next. Which of the following statements are true? Sum of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. So this is true. A parallelogram having equal sides and unequal diagonals is called a square. Is it true or false?
False.
A kite is different from a parallelogram. Yes, it is different from a parallelogram. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, it is a parallelogram. If each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral is equal, it is a parallelogram.
True.
In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are equal. No. In a parallelogram, adjacent angles are always supplementary. So let us check the answer.
Option A. Option
Next. In the figure NP,
Next. Okay. Yeah.
I lose the button. In the given figure, PS bisects angle P as well as angle S. Select the correct option showing equal angles. It says angle OPR, this angle, OPR is equals to angle PR, this angle. Second option says angle QOS, this angle, is equals to angle OPQ, this angle. Third option says angle PQS, this angle, is equals to angle PRS, And the last option says angle SQO, this angle is equals to angle PRO, this angle. Which one will be the correct statement? In the given figure, PS bisects angle P as well as angle S. Angle P as well as angle S. That means angle OPR is equals to PRO. Is it true? Or the second option, angle QOS, this angle is equals to angle OPQ. Which one will be the correct statement? Adjacent sides are also equal. So, which figure is this? Which figure is this? This is a kite. This is a kite. So, what are the properties of a kite? What are the properties of a kite?
Adjacent sides are equal.
Adjacent sides are equal, but opposite sides are unequal in length. Also, the diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and the the third option is what was the third property? What was the third property? Angles are bisected. So which one will be the correct option? It says angle OPR is equals to angle PRO, this angle. No, this is not correct. Next,
C.
option number C. PQS, this angle is equals to angle PRS. Let us check it. Yes, it's correct. Next, select the correct statement. If three sides of a quadrilateral are equal, it is a kite. No, it is false. Next, in a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect at 90 degree. No, in a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other, but not at 90 degree. Next, in any quadrilateral, if a pair of opposite sides are equal, it is a trapezium. In a quadrilateral, opposite sides are parallel, not equal. And last one, a rhombus is a square if all its angles are 90 degree. Yes, it's correct.
Correct.
Which one is the correct statement?
B.
Number D.
Number D. Next. This one we have done already. The two diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Is it true? Yes. The opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. Yes, it is true. A quadrilateral is a trapezium if one pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. Opposite sides are parallel, not equal. So this is incorrect.
False.
The diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular to each other. Yes, it is true. And the diagonals of a rhombus are equal in length. No, it is false. So which one are true? Option number 1, option number 2, and option number 4.
Option
Next, identify the parallelogram. In this quadrilateral, this side is parallel to this side, and this side is parallel to this side. So this is a parallelogram. This one, this side is parallel to this side, but this side is not parallel to this side. So this is a trapezium. This one, this is not a parallelogram, and in this case,
It is not a quadrilateral.
it is not a quadrilateral. Why? Because this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So the correct option will be option number A. In the figure, NP and OM bisect each other at 90 degree. Whose diagonals bisect each other at 90 degree? In case of a rhombus. So what type of quadrilateral is MNOP? It's a rhombus. Which quadrilateral has only one pair of opposite sides parallel? Which quadrilateral has only one pair of opposite sides are parallel?
Parallelogram.
One pair of
Which quadrilateral has only one pair of opposite sides are parallel?
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram. Let us check it out. No.
Trapezium.
Yes, it will be trapezium. Let us end our session here. Thank you. Mon